Hi guys, welcome to POMCLOSET. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a mini skirt for the summer days. What do we need for this project? First of all, the cotton yarn in white from the Grindel brand, the German brand. 100% cotton yarn, one ball to weight 50 grams and 115 meters. You can use the needle number 3 or 4 for this yarn. It's a 4-ply cotton. It's an eco-tex standard, so it's good for your skin and friendly for the environment. So how much do we need for these projects? We will see at the end. And what else do we need? The crochet hook 4mm I'm going to be using, and a pair of cutter, the tape measure, some stitch. To start with, I'm going to start from the waistband part. So leave the ends for around 6 to 7 centimeters for weave in later, and then do the slip knot, chains up to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 chains and plus 2. You get back to the third chains, do half double crochets. The next stitch, half double crochet until you reach the last stitch here. And the last stitch, you will end up having 13 of these half double crochets. And for the next row, change 2, turn the work, go to the third chain, so 1, 2, the third one would be here, and do the back loop only with the half double crochets. So do this until you reach the end of the last stitch, then change 2, turn the work, and repeat row 2 until you get the length of the hip. And I'm gonna make the size small skirt today, and actually the hip for size small is 36 inches, but I don't want the skirt to be too tight, so I'm gonna go for the hip of 38 inches. And here's the length of 38 inches. And then I put the stitch markers in the middle of this piece. So now we need to connect the side together. I will start from this side because I need to pull the yarn from the other end through. From the first stitch, this is the back. I will go for back loop to back loop. So first, and pull the yarn through from the other side. Now we need to work from back loop to back loop. So this one is from the back of this piece, and the other one also the back, and then just pull the yarn through. Next stitch, back to back, and then pull it through. So keep doing this until you reach the last stitch here. on the last stitch here, and you need to turn the work into the right side. Here's the wrong side, the inside, and we're gonna do the 2 single crochets in each of the half double crochet rows. So I have 2 single crochet, and here's also 2 single crochets. The next half double crochet rows, just do 2 single crochets. So keep doing this until you reach the last row where before you started here. On the last stitch, you just need to slip stitch with the first chain where you started. So now we have the waistband. On the next row, we need to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you leave. You skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and you go to the 5th one and do single crochets, and then chain 5 and skip 1, 2, 3, 4, go to the 5th one and do single crochets. So keep doing this until you reach the last stitch here on the other side of this waistband. And here is my last loop. I will just do the slip stitch on the first chain where we started. For this pattern we need the even numbers of the loops, so I'm ended up with 32 of these loops, so you need the even numbers. I'm making the small skirt, but I need the hips to be size medium, and now I have the 32 loops. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to chain 1 and then turn the work to the wrong side, and then slip stitch once, twice, and 3 times slip stitch, and then you turn back the work on the next loop next to it. So this is on the right side, and now you need to do the double crochets, 9 of them in this loop. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 double crochets in this loop here. And for the next one, you just go to the next loop and then do the single crochets like this. And for the next loop, you just repeat. So do the 9 double crochets on this loop here, and the next one just 1 single crochet. The next one 9 double crochets, the next one 1 single crochets. So do this until you reach the last loops here. So here that would be the single crochet, but I will slip stitch on this part here. You need to move on onto the next fan. So skip 1 stitch on the first double crochet here, and then you skip the second one. So we're gonna do the chains 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, you just do the double crochets on the next one, chain 1, the next stitch, double crochets, chain 1, the next one, double crochet, chain 1. So the total would be 7 double crochets. So I have now 6 of them. Need 1 more, 1 chain, 1 double crochets. So this is the pattern on this row, and then you need to repeat without any change, and then you just move over to the next fan. So not the first one, but you're starting from the second one, double crochet, chain 1, next stitch, double crochet, chain 1. So just repeat this pattern here, and you will end up having the seven of these double crochets, and you always have the chain 1 in between. Keep doing this until you reach the last one, the last fans here. And here is the last fan. I have 7 double crochets on this one, and the next one I need to do the slip stitch on the 3rd chain where you started to do chain 4. Slip stitch, and then the first gap in between these 2 double crochets you just slip stitch again, and beneath the 5 of these little peaks I need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need to go in between. So after that we change 3, and then you do the slip stitch on the next gap, and then change 3, the next gap, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch, change 3, slip, and the last one, change 3 and then slip. So you will end up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these little mesh here. And for the next one, this is the next fan. You need to slip stitch on the first gap, and then repeat by change 3, slip stitch on the next one, change 3, slip stitch on the next one. So keep repeating this until you reach the last fan, the last gap. I'm at the last mesh here on the last fan. I'm just gonna slip stitch on the next stitch, chain 1, and then I cut off the yarn. So we need to reconnect the yarn. I'm doing the new set. Now this is the first set. This set you will have the loops here. This is the first row, and the second row you will have the 9 double crochets making the fans, and this is the 3rd row, and this is the 4th row. So this is the first set. I call this the first set, and the second set you need to repeat exactly the same as on the first row here by grabbing the yarn. So we need to start from, I will start from, so you have the end here where you cut off the yarn. I will move to the next fan and then start from the second mesh, because we have 5 of them on each of the fans. I will reconnect the yarns here, and I tied it. I'll leave it for sewing later. And then you need to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then skip 1 mesh, and you do the single crochets on the next mesh. So you can see here, so the one in the middle, and then chain 5, and then just move over. So skip 1, 2, and then single crochets. So on the fan in between 2 fans you skip 2 of this mesh, and chain 5, and in between the same fan you have 5 of this mesh, so you skip 1 in the middle, and then you just go to the second one. Do this, chain 5, and in between the 2 fans you skip 2 single crochets, and in between the 5 mesh here you skip 1, and then you do the single crochets on here after 5 chains. So keep doing this until you reach where you started here, and before the end of the row I need to skip these 2 mesh because they are in between the 2 of these fans. So I will slip stitch on where we started. So now we need to repeat this row because we just just done the first row with the loops, with all the loops row here. So now we need to start this row. So how to do this? We just need to turn the work to the wrong side. Remember where we did this row? So we're gonna do the same. Slip 3 stitches and then you turn back the work and do the 9 double crochets in these loops here, just like this row. So I will do 9 of these double crochets, and on the next loop here you just do single crochets. So on this one, so they have to match, they are all in the same row. Next one will be 9 double crochets. The next gap here would be single crochet, 9 double crochets, 1 single crochet. So keep repeating just exactly the same as on this row. And at the end of this row, you just need to do the slip stitch on where you started. So I will go here. So this row is completed, so it's exactly the same as this second row here after when you've done the loops all the way around. And here is the loops row, so just keep repeating. So this one will begin the second set as I have mentioned. So you have this here first set of 1, 2, 3, 4 rows here first set. Now we're starting the second set, and this row it's gonna be the same. So by doing the slip stitch, so onto the first to the second, we need 7 of these double crochets and 1 change in between. So first of all need to change 4, and then the next stitch double crochet, last one 7, and then you remember we just skipped 1 and you go to the second one and then repeat exactly the same as on this one. At the end of this row you just need to slip stitch on the third chain where you started the row. Now we need to slip another one on the first gap here and then change 3, move to the next gap, slip stitch. Basically just repeat this row. So I'm gonna keep going this row here where you have the 5 mesh gaps here, 5 of these little mesh stitches here, and I'm gonna keep doing this until I reach the other end here where we started, and you will end up having also the 5 little mesh thing here. And then you need to start the new set, because this set, the second set, would be completed after this row, because you need this one where the loop are and the 9 double crochets, and this one here repeats 7 double crochets mesh, and then the 5 little mesh rows here. So this will be one completed set. We did the first set, the second set on this row, and I'm gonna keep going. For the length of the skirt, that is entirely up to you. If you need a long skirt, just keep doing, adding the rows and until you get the right measurements. Alright guys, I have decided to go for 9 sets of these patterns, so you can see here. So first set, the second set that I have shown you. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and at the end here is the last set. And I'm just going to leave it like this because this is the length that I need. And the measurement of this skirt, so the hips we did first, and the length of this dress, it's around 12 inches for this nice set of this pattern, and including the waistband it's around 14 inches. Now we need to do something with the waistband. I will start from the back of this skirt where we joining the waistband piece together. I'll start from here. So what we're gonna do is just insert the crochet hook through. This is the back. I'm gonna position this part here on the back, and that's why we're starting from here. So tie the yarn here. So we are going to make the loops around this waistband to put the strings through the waistband. So by changing 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I will go 1, 2. I'm just gonna go to the third, so I will keep repeating this. So you chain 5, and then skip 1, 2, go to the third. Skip 2 half double crochet rows, and you go to the third row of this, and then change 5 here. So keep doing this until you reach the end of this piece here, and then we're gonna do the string with the tassels to insert onto these loops here. The top part of this skirt is done. So all the loops here, and for the ends, I still have many ends. I will weave them in later. So let's move on into the string with the tassels. So get a cardboard if you have anything similar to this, or just any cardboard that would do. I'm gonna get a 2 strands of yarn and then wrap it around this cardboard here. The thickness depends on how thick of these tassels you want it to be. So for me, this one should be okay. And then you slide it out. Insert the crochet hook, and then just wrap this around the needles a few times. So make sure it's tight, and then just pull it through. Then you change up to 150 centimeters. So I will trim this first. Here's my first tassels. I will keep changing till I get the 150 centimeters, and then we will do another tassels for the other side. Okay, I'm done with 150 centimeters, and we have one side with the tassels, so we need to do another side. I will cut off the yarn, so we have 2 ends left like this, and we're going to do another tassels. Wrap the yarn around the cardboard, and then I cut this off, slide it out. Now you need to insert the 1 strand of yarn here through, tie it. Pull it tight. Do another round, and we need a little piece of the yarn to wrap around on this part here of the tassels. I'll go twice. Tie it tight, pull it tight. One more time, and then cut off the excess yarn that you don't need. Now you will have two ends of the tassels, and we need to insert this on the skirt. So here's the skirt, and I need to start inserting these strings here on the front part. Here's where I put the stitch markers on. It's opposite to the back side where we're connecting this waistband here together. So here's the front, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna starting from the first loop next to it on my left hand side, and just do the up down zigzag like this. So I will keep doing this until I reach the other end, the other side of the skirt. Alright guys, the skirt is finished. So here you have the strings for the waist part with the tassels. This pattern of the skirt is really lovely. So you can make the longer skirt if you want to, but I think this is the length that I need for this video. And the skirt size fit size small, even though we did the size of these hips in size M, because I don't want the hips is too tight. If you want another size, just keep adding the length of the waistband where we started. So if you are size M, you will go for size L hips, or unless you want this skirt to be very tight. These skirts here, even though I did the size M for the hips, but when I try this skirt on, it's still tight, but not too tight. If I go for size small hips, it will be too tight for me. So just consider this. If you have any questions, please leave it down in the comment section, and I will get back to you. If you enjoyed watching the tutorial, so you can share the work after you've done it on my Instagram account under POMCLOSET, and hashtag me, tag me, and I will repost the pictures of your work. So thanks guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow my Instagram, and leave any comments if you have any, and I will see you in the next video.